welcome to digital class. As part of 10th class social studies, we will be dealing with unit 2 ideas and development. In your previous lesson, you have dealt with geography and this lesson deals with economics. In this lesson, we will be learning about how different ideas help us to develop, what is development, meaning, importance, etc. In this lesson, you will be learning about the meaning and importance of development, and you also learn the importance of socio-economic and cultural development. Students also learn about the new criteria used to measure economic development. Before we get into the lesson, let me tell you that what is development, why development is necessary, which areas do we need to develop, what kind of ideas help us to develop, why some people are for and against development. Let me tell you the literal meaning of development. Development is any improvement in the standard of living of people in a specific country. Development can be measured using indicators like wealth, industrialization and gross national product. Just have a glance at this image. This is the image of Hussain Sagar or tank bund in Secunderabad some time ago in 70s or 80s. The same picture of tank bund and Hussain Sagar at present. You can definitely see some change from past to present. Have a look at this image, students. You can find so many things: well developed roads, skyscrapers and almost roads occupied with big vehicles, lot of traffic. This is the Indian agriculture system where people are working on the field, manual labor. At the same time, see this image where people are using machines. This is an image of Mumbai in 80s. You find very few vehicles, that too vintage cars. Let us see how Mumbai is now. This is Mumbai which is at present. You definitely found some change from past to present. The change itself indicates an advancement or development. In this lesson, students, you will be coming to know about different people having different developmental goals. If you happen to see, development involves thinking and working towards achieving goals. Different persons will have different goals. For example, a student will be having a different goal to achieve, at the same time an industrialist will be having a different goal to achieve. So, there will be mixed developmental goals. What development promises different people different goals? I already told you, development involves thinking and working towards achieving goals. Different persons will have different goals. What development may be for one may not be development for other. I already told you, a student development goals may not match with employed youth or an industrialist. What development may be for one may not be development for other. I already told you, agricultural laborers different developmental goals. At the same time, industrialists have different developmental goals. People working in other sectors have. So, no two people have the same developmental goals. How do we understand development? In this lesson, we will be learning that persons always seek things that are important, which fulfill their aspirations and desires. No two people developmental goals match. Different people have different developmental goals. Let us see, for example, on the screen you find landless rural laborers. What might be their developmental goals? Let us see. they want more days of work. Their developmental goal will be, they will be seeking for more days of work, better wages, and they also resent social discrimination. They do not want any kind of social discrimination in and around them. They too want to become leaders in their village. These are some of the developmental goals of landless laborers. Let us see what a prosperous farmer's developmental goals are. They seek for higher support price for their crops. They want their crops to get a very good price. At the same time, they want cheap laborers to work or assist them in the field. They also want their children to study abroad. These are the developmental goals of prosperous farmers. Let us see what farmers who depend only on rain for growing crops. What does he want? More rains with good yield, more income and generation. He wants to get more income, secure or generate more income, and he also wants good quality education to children. Rural woman from a land growing family. What is her developmental goal? She wants quality education for children. She wants more profits in whatever she does, and she wants a luxurious life. Unemployed youth, they aspire for good job facilities. They want luxurious life, job security and good salary. These are the things. The image from the text on the screen, you see that human history, how man has developed and the gap for many years. He was a hunter and he was gathering food for more than 2 lakh years, and number of years since he began agriculture is only 12,000 years ago. From agriculture to industries, it is very small gap, and industrialization started sometime 400 years ago. In this images you have come to know, no two people developmental goals are same. You can say that they have mixed goals. That people have are not only about better income, but also other important things in life. Students, I just want to tell you that income is not only the criteria for development. Other than income, there are many other things people require. What is that? Let us see. In material things, people desire for regular work, better wages, good price. At the same thing, some people do not seek only income and money is not important for them. They want equal treatment, freedom, security and respect. So, different goals have material things and non-material things. Students, in the lesson you will come across 2 extracts from newspaper report about why people protest development of a country. There is some reason why people protest. Let us look at this. In your text, you will come across an extract about people protesting about Kundankulam nuclear power project at Tirunelveli in Tamil Nadu district. In your text, you come across 2 extracts taken from the newspaper report why people oppose development. There are reasons why people oppose. When you come to Kudankulam nuclear power project in Tamil Nadu, people protest on the grounds of livelihood, safety and security. Why? Because nuclear power plants generate more electricity and it is easy for the government to generate. But on the grounds of livelihood, security and safety, people do not like these projects in and around them. Why? Because they are prone to arsenic pollution, which is very unsafe for them. Students, just have a look at this map. This is where Kudankulam nuclear project is situated. Students, this is the outline map of India, and there are some projects which are taken up by the government for the development of the people, and this is the nuclear project in Tamil Nadu. This is Kudankulam nuclear power plant at Tirunelveli in Tamil Nadu district. In the same text, you will be reading about the Ivory Coast problem, how people protest. In the same text, you will be coming across how people protest the development in Ivory Coast in Africa continent. Now, let us see why people have to protest regarding this. Development of one person may be destructive for others. A development of a country may not be a development for the local people. Setting up of nuclear power plant in a development goal for the government, but whereas local people are opposing this development on grounds of livelihood, safety, security and health problems. Let us see some of the development and advancement in a country. A government can take up so many activities for the welfare of the people, like construction of dams, hydroelectric power projects, mining and oil exploration, creation of special economic zone, new industrial units, road widening, construction of flyovers. These are some of the developmental activities or advancement for the welfare of a country. Local people oppose this. Why? There is a reason. They oppose because government resorts to land acquisition, which forces people to surrender their lands. For example, you take Nagarjuna Sagar. When Nagarjuna Sagar dam was constructed, villages have been washed out. So, people who are residing in those areas have to give up or forego their lands. When people do not get adequate compensation, they oppose such type of developmental activities. And many people, in the name of development, many people will be displaced. Displaced means they have to shift from their original homes to the other place. In this way, people become second hand citizens, they become very poor and they do not have a good livelihood. Many villages are washed down, loss of biodiversity. Students, I told you why people oppose developmental programs of a government means these are the reasons. When these reasons are met, usually people will never oppose. For better information, just have a glance at the world map showing different colors having different economies. Dark blue indicates the countries which are advanced and developed economies, and light blue indicates a transition. Slow transition is taking place in these countries. Yellow indicates they are less developed economies, and dark orange indicates they are the least developed economies in the world. Students, observe the screen. You find the differences between developed countries and developing nations. In the first point, you notice that developed countries have high income and low income you can find in developing nations. The second point, the standard of living could be high in developed countries, whereas in developing nations you find low standard of living. Third point, industrialization is rampant. Highly industrialized nations belong to developed countries. Developing nations have low industrialization, they depend more on agriculture. In developed countries, you find well transport system, good facilities like communication, etc. Transport system is not developed and communication system is also not developed, and poor facilities you find in developing nations. Literacy rate is high in developed countries, whereas low literacy rate you find in developing nations. In developed countries, the standard of living is high, so poverty levels are very low. Whereas in developing nations, standard of living is low, high poverty level can be found. As I told you, income is not the only criteria for development. There are many other things other than income. Let us see. People also seek things like equal treatment, freedom, security and respect, and recent social discrimination. So, other than income, many people developmental goals are these. Different people have different goals. You can say that mixed goals for development. Let us see an example. If a person gets an employment, different people have different type of thinking. Let us see in example. For example, getting a job in a far off place will consider many factors like working atmosphere, facilities and opportunity to learn. At the same time, he may get higher pay but no job security and also leave no time for his family. In another case, the person may get a job at his hometown with a lower pay. However, he will be contented. Contented means satisfied with having family time and job security and freedom. Here we will come to know mixed developmental goals for different people. Things are safe and secure, there will be development. Once upon a time, only men used to contribute to the economy. Of late, even you see women contributing much to the economy. So, what is that? What kind of development is making them to contribute to the economy? Let us see. If environment is safe and secure, women work, family income increases, dignity in society increases. Till now, we have seen about development attributed only to people. This is microeconomics. Let us slowly shift to macroeconomics, deals with little higher level, that is national income of a country. What are the developmental activities that are necessary for a country, etc. Let us see what are the developmental goals of a country. How do we come to know a country is developed or developing? What is the criteria taken for the countries to say that it is developed or developing country? To compare developed or developing countries, income is considered to be one of the most important attributes. Income of the country is total income of the residents of the country. The countries are compared based on their average income, which is the total income of the country divided by total population. This is how you will be coming to know. Formula for calculating per capita income. Per capita income is derived by total income of the country divided by total population. Then you get per capita income. This shows whether a country is developed or developing. According to the World Bank or International Monetary Fund, they have segregated low income and high income countries. Let us see who comes under higher income. Let us see the countries per capita income and whether they are in high income or low income. The countries with per capita income of US $12,055 come under high income countries. Countries with per capita income of US $995 are known as low income countries. This is the average taken by World Bank and International Monetary Fund. I just want to tell you that average income taken to consider developing or developed economy is not the correct criteria as per your text. Let us see, for example, let us see the table. In the table, you find two countries, one is A, one is B, and how the income is distributed among the 5 families, and let us see how the average is taken. Now, for example, you see students, in country A, first family gets 9,500, second family 10,500, third family 9,800, fourth family 10,000 and fifth family 10,200. Now, see the average, 50,000 divided by 5, you got the average income, that is 10,000. Let us see country B. In country B, the income is divided in the following way. First family income is 500, second family income is 500, third family income is 500, fourth family income is 500, fifth family income is 48,000, and if you come to see the average, 50,000 divided by 5, 10,000. Now, you see both the averages are same, but what is that I want to tell you, the income distributed from A to B, you find a vast difference. The income in A is distributed equally, whereas the income in country B is not equally, it is unequal. What I mean to say, or what does the text mean to say, is taking an average to differentiate a developed country or developing country is not the correct criteria. Why? Because averages hide many disparities. In the given table, though the averages of a country A, B are same, but the individual incomes of the persons are different. As we have seen, in country A, the income is distributed equally, whereas in country B, it is not equal. Average income is useful for comparison. It does not tell us how the income is distributed among people equally. I told you, income is not the criteria to segregate the developing and developing. Income is not the only criteria to say whether a country is developed or developing. Why? Because averages hide many things, like you do not find equality among the people. Students, let us do a small activity. I want you to do a small survey. Write few suggestions that you feel are needed for the development for your locality. Describe your locality, how is that at present? As a student, what kind of development do you need for your locality? Describe. And for a better understanding, I would like to tell you that go through the text and try to write the answers for these two questions. List out 2 to 3 developmental goals or aspirations of a person from the fishing community in the coastal area. Second one, give some examples of where factors other than income are important aspects of our lives. For better understanding of the concept, solve the worksheet. Please visit the official site of SCRT for worksheets. Students, this is the end of the part 1 lesson. In the next session, let us learn the correct parameters or the criteria used by the economists to measure development and to know about which country is developed or which country is developing. Thank you.